Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Tejendra, and in this video we are going to solve a practice exam 3 of Red Hat OpenShift administration. In this comprehensive exercise, we will solve and we will configure the resource quotas for a project. We will also configure the resource limits for the project. And then in the last, we will configure a secure route. Okay, we will create a edge route and we will access our application from that secure route. Okay, so let me move towards the problem area. So these are all problems we are going to solve. These three problems. First thing is the configure quotas for the projects. Okay, so here create resource quota named my quota in the practice 3 projects. Okay, so we will create the resource quota with the name my quota and we will apply this quota to the practice 3. Okay, and these are all things we will configure inside this quota. Okay, so the amount of memory consumed should not be exceed the 1G. The CPU should not exceed the 2 full cores. The maximum number of replication controllers, right? So all these things, ports and services, we will configure the quotas there. Okay, so let me go into our lab environment. Okay, and here I have already logged in as the admin user. Okay, we check with the OC who am I command. Okay, then I am the admin, and if I check the OC project, okay, so I am in the practice 3 project. So practice 3 project is already there. Okay, now we will create the quota inside this and we will apply the quota inside this practice 3. Okay, so to apply the quota, it is very simple. In a single command, we can do it. Okay, and how we can do it? We have to give command OC create quota. And then if you are not sure about means what all values we have to provide there, okay, then we can provide hyphen hyphen help and it will show us the example, right? Here you can see here is the example how to create the data, right? So what let me do, we create these lines here, okay? And let me copy it and accordingly our need we will going to change it, okay? So we have to provide command OC create quota and quota name would be in our application quota name should be the my quota. Okay, so name would be my quota and then let me copy it here. Okay, and let me modify it as per our need. Okay, so we will start with the hyphen hyphen hard. Okay, then CPU. Okay, in our requirement, CPU should be 2. Okay, so let me change it here to the 2. Memory should not be 1G. Okay, so memory is fine here. The number of ports should not exceed the 3. Okay, so let me change the ports here. 3 services should not exceed to the 6. So let me change it as well to the 6 and replication controller should not exceed the 3. So let me make changes here as well. Okay, other part we can remove because these are not specified in our problem. Okay, so let me remove them and go ahead and let's create the quota. Okay, so our quota has been created. How we can check it? OC get quota and the name of our quota. Right? So here you can check that our quota has been created with all these specifications. Okay. So first thing we have solved as of now, let me move to the limit one. That limit might be a tricky, okay, to configure because limit we have to apply in form of the YAML file. Okay. So let me do it. So our problem is create a resource limit range. Okay, name the my limit. So we have to name it as my limit, and it should be in the practice 3 project. Okay, and this is the configuration of it. Okay, so let me do it. How we can achieve it? So the easiest way to do it is let first copy the template of the YAML file. Okay, and by using that template, we will modify that template in any editor. Then we'll apply that template to our project. Okay, so how we can do it? Let me go into the GUI, okay, to copy the template. So for it, we will give command OC who am I hyphen hyphen to console. Okay, it will return the GUI URL. Okay, web console URL, and let me open this web console URL into the browser. Okay, and after login as a admin, you can see I am logged in as a admin here. And let first move to the project. Okay, into the project area, and my project is practice 3. So let's find it out here. So this is my project. Let's select this project first. Okay, so we are now in our project area, and then let me go to the administration menu, and from administration let me select the limit range. Okay, currently no limit range is here, so let me click on the create limit range, and it is the sample limit range, right? So this is the template we can use. Okay, so let me copy this whole template here, and let's return back to our terminal, and let me open the Vim editor here, and let me give the name is here my limit dot YAML. Okay, and then paste it. Okay, so line by line, if we go here, okay, API version is v1, kind is limit range, metadata name, right? So as per the question, our limit range name should be the my limits. Okay, so let me change it here. My limit, and it should be inside the project practice 3. Okay, so the namespace is practice 3 already written over here, and now we need to change it. Okay, so two things in the question it is saying, one is for the CPU and one is for the memory. Okay, so these two things we have to configure here. Okay, memory and the CPU. Sorry, two things we have to configure here. One is for the pod and another is for the container. Okay, and for both pod and container, we have to configure CPU and the memory of these pods and the pods and the containers. Okay, so let's so what let me do here. In this template, it is showing the container only. Okay, so let me copy it, and then, or let first do for the container itself. Okay, so in this line here, it is saying from here to here, it is saying the amount of the CPU consumed by the single container between the okay, so there are the range it is giving, the minimum range and the maximum range. Okay, and the default values also given. Okay, so let me come here, and in the default section it is showing that CPU default CPU consumption should be 100 M. Okay, and memory concept default memory should be 100 MI. Okay, so what we will do here in the default section, okay, it is memory should be 100 MI. Okay, so let me change it here to the 100 MI, and then add here CPU as well. CPU should be 100 M, 100 M. Okay, so we have done this, and then here it is the image is specified, right? For CPU, they are saying 10 M to 1500 M, and For memory, they are saying 100 M to 300 MI. Okay. So how we can specify the range? Okay, via the max and the min. Okay. So let we have the minimum range for memory. It is 100 MI. Okay, and for CPU, CPU is 10 M. Okay, and then let me specify the max range. We have to take care of the identification. Okay, so memory max memory is 300 MI. Okay, always take care of the identification. Okay, otherwise it will be problem. And CPU would be 500. Okay, so we are done with the container, and let me do the same thing for the pod now. Okay, so let me select it from here till here. Okay, and then let me paste it. And in case of pod, let me first change the type here. Instead of container, it would be pod. And do remember, pay attention here. Okay, the name of type. Okay, will start with the capital, right? For container, it will be start with the capital C, and pod will start with the capital P. Okay, and in the pod, there is the no default value. Okay, so we can remove the default thing here. And we can start with the minimum and maximum range. Okay, so let me do it. So start with the minimum. Memory range is 100 M to 300. Okay, so it is good. Memory is 100 to 300, and the port should be 10 M to 500. Okay, so 10 M to 500. Okay, so all things are looking good. Okay, so let me go ahead and save and exit with this file. Okay, so our file we have created, and now with the OC create command -f, and let me apply these files and resource range into our project. Once we will do that, it is saying that it has been created. How we can check? OC get limit ranges. Okay, so our limit ranges has been created, and now OC describe limit ranges my limits. Okay, here you can see the container. Okay, every minimum and maximum values, right, default has been created, right? Default is applied for the container, and other things are applied for the pod. Okay, so it has been created correctly. So we are completed with this as well. Now we go ahead and configure and deploy the secure route. Okay, so deploy the secure route for application hello in the project practice 3. Okay, so inside this project, if we give command oc get all to see all the resources. So our hello application is already running there. Okay, service hello is already created, deployment is created, everything is there, but route is not created. Okay, so our application is not accessible till route is not created, and we have to create the secure route. Okay, and the application has the self-signed certificate, so they have given the certificate information, so we have to create the certificate first, and then we have to create the route and apply that certificate to that route, and our application should be accessible into this URL, okay, with the HTTPS, the secure URL. Okay, so how we can do it? Generally, for creating the certificates, we require the three files. One is the key, one is the certificate sign request, and the third one is the certificate itself. Okay, so let me first generate these three files, and then we will go ahead to create the route. Okay, so first let me create a empty directory here, mkdir my shirt. Okay, and let me move into it. Okay, so my directory is empty here, and then we will create three files here. One is key, one is certificate sign request, and third one is the certificate. Okay, so how we can do it? Let's first create the key. Okay, so for it we have to use the OpenSSL command, OpenSSL, and then gen RSA. Okay, so it will create the key. Okay, and let me specify the output. Okay, and let me specify the file name of our key, my key dot key, and let me have the encryption of 4096. Okay, let me apply that. Okay, so it has created our key. Okay, and if we see ls, so we can see here that our key has been generated. Okay, the second thing is we have to create the certificate sign request. Okay, so again we have to use the open ssl command. Okay, and then we have to create the request. Okay, and it will be the new request. We are going to use our key which we just created. Okay, and the output, let me specify the output file as my certificate sign request and .scr certificate sign request. Okay, and now we have to provide the detail of the certificates. Okay, so in using the and let me copy it from here. Okay, so it is going to use the self-signed certificate. Okay, this is the all the information: country, US, state, North Carolina, right, and Raleigh, and this is our URL. Okay, so let me hit. So our certificate has been sign request has been created. Okay, via ls1 we can see the both have been created. Now third step is to create certificate itself. Again, we will going to use the open ssl command x 59509, and then request, and for how many days, that we provide days as 366, and then our signing request. Okay, so it was my CSR, and then the sign key is my key dot key, and finally the certificate out, right? The output would be the my dot crt. Okay, so let me create it. Okay, so a certificate has been created, and if we see, okay, so my certificate also has been created. Okay, now let me create the route. Okay, for our applications. For that, we have to give command oc create route. Okay, and it would be the edge route, and let me give it the name as hello, and then service name is also hello. The key name is uh, my key, and certificate is my certificate. Okay, my cert, and then the host name. Okay, so host name would be, let me copy it from here. Host name should be this. Okay, so let me create. So our route has been created, and if we check via the OC get all command. Okay, so our route, okay, has been created. Okay, let me check whether our application is accessible on this route or not. Okay, so let me copy it and open the browser, and then in the HTTPS section, because it should be the secure route, paste our URL. Okay, since it is the self-signed certificate, okay, so we have to add the exception here. Okay, so our application is working good here. We can see the output, and if we want to check the certificate, okay, then we can check the certificate as well. This is all the certificate information, and we can view the certificate as well. Right? So this is all the information we given. A country US, North Carolina, Raleigh, right? And our, so we have solved all these problems. Hope you have you will like this video. Thanks everyone for watching.